You're listening to a Destiny Park Media podcast.
Talking about me or you?
I'm talking about me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I know you're coming close behind, but
Yeah.
you got a couple of miles to go.
I'll have to train 1,000 years to get to your level.
There you go. There you go.
That's funny. Oh, I'm not that close behind.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, welcome to the Oculus Slide podcast with the grayest hosts imaginable.
Yeah, on Earth. Your anime gurus, or Sherpas, as I would like to say.
We both have the beards.
Yeah, with long sticks.
Questionable behavior.
It's like, what's this guy doing? He's like getting a little close to the. I call them campers, but they're not really campers. It's really more like walkers or something. But I don't know much about walking.
I know a little bit about it.
You know a lot. Well, you're more of a runner, really.
Well, I'm out of practice.
Yeah,
it's been a week.
Yeah. Okay, that's not bad.
Okay,
that's actually.
I'll get back next week or next week. Yeah. I'll get back day after tomorrow.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Left knee was, being an old man.
Yeah,
left knee was giving me the trouble,
pulling you through or dragging you behind. Mm-hmm. I guess I should say
that chair I'm in just squeaked, and that was what my knee does.
Oh, you're having a squeaky knee issue right now.
Yeah, it's not even painful. It just squeaks. Scares the people around me.
Scares your dog. Probably Chloe's like, what's going on?
Bites at it.
Right.
Thinks it's a squeaky toy.
yeah. That would be like a positive thing. Mm. Oh man. So we got to talk to the people, man. I think
there's been some changes.
There has.
There's been some changes. I've seen about 100 movies.
Yeah, 101.
Yeah, Dalmatians.
Thank you.
You're thinking of my Dalmatians.
Yep, that's what it was.
But yeah, did you want to talk about the social media change? Is that what you were wanting to talk about, or no?
Well, we can touch on that for sure, and then obviously something like very exciting on top of that even is an event. An event that we partook in.
Oh,
yes,
smoking weed.
Yeah, that would be.
we make a whole segment about, hey, we smoked some weed.
Yeah, we were hanging out, and one day we're just like,
Have you heard of this stuff?
Yeah, so light up a little bit, do a little this and that.
Well, that shows where my mind is at, where I go, oh, you're talking about the social media thing.
Yeah.
So if you're that guy who's binged the whole series over the span of like a weekend, you may have heard us say several times, check out Oculus Slide podcast on Instagram, TikTok, etc.
Yep.
But we have conferred with our
clergy.
There you go. Clergy members.
Yep.
And we realized that when you're on like the Instagram and the TikTok, it's pretty common for like if someone is like an entertainer, that they would post not just their stand-up, but also their acting.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot more multifaceted.
Right.
A TikTok and Instagram page can show different sides of someone. So,
it's a catch-all.
So, yeah, it's a catch-all. It's like, a filter if you're having coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It catches all the disgusting mud.
mud and
the grounds.
Yeah.
But all kidding aside, the Oculus Slide podcast on social media is now going to be on dermot.mn,
nice.
That Instagram and TikTok page. And so you'll be able to follow not just the podcast, but my Muzak.
Yeah. And we talk about it on the show, so it's fairly linked into people that know us or especially know you.
I feel like the Venn diagram for someone who listens to Dermot and then listens to the podcast, it's like a circle. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be a pretty simple change. It's not like the RSS feed is going to change.
Which is nice.
It'll still be a separate entity, 100%.
Yeah, but, for sure.
It'll just be on the same Zuck.
Welcome to the Dermot Show.
Welcome to the dirt. Welcome to the Dirt Bags. And the show is now called the Dirt Bags.
Yeah. We went through a name change
with the old look.
We're going more alt right with it.
Oh, yeah.
The dirtbags.
Yeah, and I got us a studio in California.
Yeah, there you go. Now, we were trying to get Texas, though. We were trying to get Austin. The
Austin comedy scene is so great. Have you seen Kill Tony?
A little bit here and there, yeah.
God, it's not for me.
Yeah, I think I find there's some things that can be funny with it, but I'm not really big on, like... It's not auditions, but it feels like auditions to me. Like, people go up for, like, a minute or something. Mm-hmm. Like, it feels like an audition. I'm not really big on that type of thing, but...
Bill Burr, I don't know how you feel about
Bill,
yeah. Okay, yeah, he had a great reaction to it where he was like, nobody can be fucking funny in 1 minute. This is so stupid. And he's like, I'm leaving. You guys are just being assholes.
That is so funny.
And so I like when he, like, is the voice of reason. Yeah, he can also poke at people in a funny way, too.
Yeah, but Bill's great. Genius guy.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole, there was one funny YouTube comment I read about Kill Tony, because I've been addicted to watching the clips.
Sure, the clips are popping.
Yeah. And that's like when I was addicted to watching, the financial content.
Oh, sure.
I'm like the Dave Ramsey content where it's like, some of this doesn't align with my values.
Right.
Most of it.
Right.
But it's addictive.
Yeah.
And,
you took what you took from it.
Yeah. The YouTube comment was something like, imagine the trauma of bombing, and then after you bomb, you have to listen to a gay little elf talk about your set and how horrible you are.
A gay little elf. That's funny.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, Tony really blew up off of that show, man.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about Kill Tony.
Yeah. Let's keep it moral, right? Let's go a little further.
Yeah. We're not going far enough.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. We're on the edge.
You're like, Mike, I like that you said gay.
That was good. That was great.
You're pushing it a little bit.
There we go.
Let's push it further.
Let's drop a strong F-bomb in the third hour.
Oh.
Hour is crazy for this show.
In the third hour.
Yes.
Because, these grifter podcasts, they have to be 5 hours long every time and every weekday. Man, I saw this new woke. New woke dropped.
Oh, good shit.
Anything that I don't like is woke.
Yeah, it's woke, yeah. I'm so fucking sick of that word. God.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just, not for you saying it, but, out in the Zed guys to just...
what's weird is I got sick of it like 2 years ago. Like, I would get murderously angry.
Yeah, I remember... It's so funny that you say that, because I remember, like, specifically...
You remember me being sick of it?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So weird that you said that. Yeah, I was like, I remember that. I was like, yeah, it was getting old. You're like, so sick of like this, like woke, like whatever this shit is. I'm like, yeah,
this fake outrage.
Thank you.
And how like they don't even realize that the barometer for what they think is woke goes up over time.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
And they don't realize that progress, like how progress looks. Like there used to be like the campaign about how Peter Parker's girlfriend was going to be black.
Oh, interesting.
And then now nobody cares about that.
Thank you.
And they say that No Way Home is like non-woke, and then some Marvel movie that came out, like Eternals, is woke. And
right, like, this is super woke.
It's come back around for me and only me.
Yeah.
To be funny again. Hence why I can name drop it.
Indeed.
But it's making fun of the people who like think that's a serious issue. Like,
yeah.
It was so weird when Godzilla -1 came out. And people were like, this is a message to Hollywood. You don't have to be woke. And it's like, what do you
Wait, people, yeah. Why insert, anyway?
This is a movie about 1940s Japan.
Thank you.
So there wasn't much chance for it to be,
quote unquote, woke. Yeah, thank you.
Godzilla -woke.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, but positivity. I'm Mr. Positivity.
Yeah.
Just like Mike Love.
Absolutely.
The Pet Sounds episode's about to come out tomorrow.
Yeah,
We're about to be two very famous men.
Mike Love is going to listen to the pod. How would you feel? Mike Love listens to the pod.
That would be sad. Would it be sad? I think so. Because I love a lot of his contributions to the Beach Boys.
That was clear. But okay. Mike Woke. Mike Woke.
Mike Woke. If you called him that, he would turn to sand. He would hate that because he's like one of those O'Reilly,
yes,
Fox News.
I follow.
Yeah.
That is Mike Woke is hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's so good, dude. That's my new name.
Yes, Mike Woke.
And we didn't introduce ourselves in this episode, so you go ahead.
Yeah, it's your boy Mike J
and Mike Woke.
And this is the Dirtbag.
And this is the Dirt Mitt podcast.
Yes, the Dirt Mitt podcast.
Yeah.
Good times.
I was very proud of my impression of Mike Love in that episode.
Yeah, that was good.
You should listen to some interviews because you'll be like, oh my God, that's
dead on.
Mike.
Yeah.
Well, his name's Mike too.
Yeah. Treat Mikes. That's what he's going to do. He's going to call because he's going to critique the episode and then he's going to say, what we should do.
Wasn't commercial enough for me. I think you should probably talk about Good Vibrations a bit more. And my cousin Brian should be in a room with me in the piano.
He's getting hoarse.
Or his voice is just cutting. So, all right, Mike.
Well, when you do those bass vocals like he did for decades, it's your voice.
Oh, yeah.
You have to give up something. It's like when Ippo was doing the new Dempsey roll, you know?
Yes, the new Dempsey roll.
This is the new one. It hurts.
Yeah, the doctor kept warning him, like, if you go too hard on this move, you're going to...
But Ippo was like, if I hurt myself doing this move, I get to see you again, right?
That's really like the backstory. Is like, well, if I get myself in the door with an injury,
then we'll have to do a lot of PT together, correct?
Yeah, correct.
She's like, well, technically, yes. But
technically, you're correct.
Because listen, this Kumi shit isn't going anywhere. She's like, who's Kumi? Doesn't matter. Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
He's like, Mashiba's sister. But you wanted to talk about a big event we went to, right?
Yeah.
I didn't miss any. Oh, I was going to mention some of the movies I saw, but...
I mean, I think we can get the lead into this one, actually. Okay. That's a good idea.
It's sort of a movie.
Yeah.
More than a feeling.
Actually...
In a wave of recognition.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if... Yeah, go further. The movie name sounds familiar, but I can't remember... what the poster looked like or anything for some reason.
Oh, I'll be really quick.
Yeah.
I've just seen more movies than I usually do between episodes.
Yeah.
We haven't recorded together in a little while. And I've seen multiple new releases.
Nice.
These are typically the meat of the flop or flip episode.
Yes.
The famous flop or flip.
True.
But for some reason, I think I might be a little depressed, man.
About, like, just generally?
Just generally, yeah. But
going to generally based on work, based on
life.
Yes.
So based on the news, based on like my circumstances, based on just the fact that like I haven't sincerely enjoyed very many things in the last, I'd say, like month or so.
Sure.
It's been a while. I've been like more intellectually. I haven't lost my ability to have critical feelings about stuff.
Sure, of course.
But like I haven't really enjoyed much. So
okay.
I'll give some brief little reviews.
Sure.
Tisket to Tasket.
Yeah, I love that. By the way, Tisket to Tasket, me and Luna. Ella Fitzgerald version of that song. It's hot.
It's a wreck.
It's a hot record. I'm gonna send it over to you.
It's a wreck from both you and Luna.
Maybe I'll just slip it into our playlist.
Yes.
So it's not from 2000.
Oh, our playlist. You know, I haven't been listening to much new music.
Yeah, but I haven't really. But we'll get into a little bit more of that after the fact. But yes, Tisket to Tasket. Anyway, proceed.
Let me just destroy your desk here. So, I saw Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yes.
And that's a very solid franchise. I always get what I pay for with those movies.
Sure. Right.
And so there's a reliability factor. This one, the opening sequence was absolutely divine.
Oh, good.
And it really did not feel like a reboot, even though the last one of those happened in like 2009 or 2012, somewhere around there.
Okay.
It felt like it would be something that I could have stumbled upon on like Sci-Fi. You know how Sci-Fi shows like TV versions of those movies?
Yo, I miss Sci-Fi. I forgot about Sci-Fi.
So, but it doesn't really, after that first 20 or so minutes, I don't want to spoil any of the plot, but, I
probably won't see it, so it's okay.
Well, the sliders will see it. I'll just say that it starts off with a really radical flashback that's pretty far back in time.
Okay.
I would have loved if the movie stayed back there. But instead it catches up to present day.
Got it, okay.
And there's a lot of like convoluted explanations for why it's in present day and how the flashback relates to the present day. Yeah. And it never really, for me, it never really gets good again after the first 20-something. But it's like a classic Final Destination kill, which if anyone hasn't seen that series, it's basically these crazy Rube Goldberg experiment type of deaths. With a little slice of dark humor.
Sure.
I was guffawing in the theater at this, and even when a child was killed, I laughed.
Oh, geez, they did it to a child,
but it was a really stupid kid. Like he was an asshole.
Of course, kid meaning how old was he?
Like 10.
Okay,
but he threw a penny off of a structure.
I see.
And the one of the guards was like, "Hey, you can't do that." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know." And he goes, "Fat ass." But the guy walked away. He did the fat ass and threw it anyway.
Got it.
And it starts off the chain of events that leads to the Rube Goldberg deaths.
That's pretty funny.
So it was like a solid, like I went and saw it in the theaters on a day off, and I got Bonchon afterward.
Nice.
I will say,
a little 2-piece
driving. Way more than 2. Way more.
Movie and food, but yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yes. But that'd be hilarious.
My little brother had a grad party yesterday.
Yeah.
And the food truck that they had was, they offered meals, complimentary meals.
Nice.
But it was a 2-piece tender meal and a lot of fries. And we all were like, could have used another piece of chicken.
Another piece of chicken.
Who orders a 2-piece? Look, am I ungrateful for free food? Yes. Yes. Am I an asshole? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
It was it was branded as a Nashville hot fried chicken thing too, and
how was it?
It wasn't hot at all. It never
is because we live in this goddamn.
I know, but they didn't even offer the option. It went from like MN Nice, which was no seasoning, to then like medium. They didn't even have the option for spicy.
Oh, sure, medium.
And I wanted to come up to them and be like, I go to Indian restaurants and I order a 5, so...
Yeah, you could turn it up a little.
Yeah. They respect me.
They respect me there. Yeah, exactly.
I have had a server be like genuinely concerned, and they're like, "Are you sure?" And I go, "Yeah, I know.
It's fine.
I know how I look."
You know what's funny? That's so funny. We're on the same headspace. I was gonna say it's because of the way you look. It's because it's you. Because when I say it, like, they'll double check, but they're not gonna come back again and be like, "Are you sure?" I don't get in that energy.
No, it's because I have white energy.
Yeah, they're like,
being white,
this guy's not gonna, he's gonna scream.
Sir, are you white? They say that sometimes. Sir, just one question. Are you Caucasian?
Just one question.
What's your favorite Beach Boys song? And then as soon as I even start to say one, they go, "Okay, he's white."
Okay, we got it.
That's the whitest band.
He knows Pet Sounds. It's cool.
He knows Pet Sounds. Yes. But so I would give Final Destination like a 3.25, I would say. Out of 5. Yeah. You always check to make sure it's not out of 10.
I do. I always do that.
You're always a little scared.
That was such a good kid. Out of 5 or 10?
Not out of 10, right? Because then you must be really depressed.
You must be. I mean, I wouldn't use Final Destination as a bra.
When I had really bad anxiety, like to the point where my chest was hurting for months.
Yeah. For months.
Yeah. There was one period where I watched the entire Final Destination franchise, and it did make my anxiety go down. It sounds weird, but
how many movies is that?
It was 5 at that time.
Okay.
This is the 6th.
Okay. That's actually a lot. 5 movies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And only one of the entries is like one that most of the fan base says is not good.
Which is number
4.
Okay.
That one came out in 2009.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the last one was 2012. But
okay.
No, I would recommend you see it. I got what I paid for. No disappointment in any of these movies.
Sure, absolutely.
Just like a solid malaise of like,
this is cool.
This is passable.
This is passable.
This pleases me. King Michael.
Yeah, to a certain degree, it pleases me.
This pleases me enough where I shan't slay any of the townsfolk off with his head. I saw Friendship with Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd. I remember I texted you about it.
Yeah.
You were kind of interested.
Yeah, I was excited about I saw such a weird trailer for that movie. It intrigued me.
Yeah, I won't spoil anything for that because it sounds like you want to see it.
Yeah.
Shoot, maybe I shouldn't even rate it then. I don't want
to. I think you should. I think. All right. I talked to Aaron, saw it too, and
I bet he liked it more than I did.
Probably. It shows how my memory is. I can't quite remember, but I think he enjoyed it. Yeah. I think he did.
We'll have to talk to King Aaron about it.
Yeah, there you go.
I love Paul Rudd. And Tim Robinson. I have the shitty opinion about I think you should leave, where I think half of it is brilliant, and then half of it is like super unwatchable for me. Like,
oh wow!
I find it really abrasive and cringe.
I think you should leave is the
Netflix TV show.
Got it. Yeah. That's right.
And like half the sketches are just incredible. So I'm not a hater, but I do think that a lot of it gets like quoted ad nauseum, and it's really annoying.
Oh, really? Quoted ad nauseum, like in the ether, like people just using a lot of like.
So have you seen the GIF? Are you sure about that?
Yes. I
think
so
there's stuff like that's not funny like that.
Okay.
Quote a lot.
And people use that a lot.
I like that one. That one's funny.
Okay.
Are you sure about that? Friendship is an interesting movie because Paul Rudd plays a anchorman / weatherman. And he's a new neighbor, or I guess I should say a new friend for the main character. And it feels like it's such a strange coincidence because it feels like it's referencing both Anchorman and I Love You Man.
Right.
To previous Paul Rudd roles, but apparently that was a coincidence.
Interesting.
That's what the behind the scenes said.
Sure. Okay.
And I thought maybe it was like sort of a critique of his previous work almost, you know?
And
that made it more interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Yeah. But, I don't want to spoil too much because it is a very weird plot. It's an A24 film.
That was the other thing that was very interesting about that movie. Yeah. I was like, A24.
So I think it goes to some interesting, darker places. It's not like the darkest comedy ever, I would say. I thought it might go to like Cable Guy level places. But it just... It's an okay film.
That's where you kind of put it at, like a decent.
Yeah, and everyone I've talked to about it feels the same way. Like it's weird. I've never had a more unanimous experience than this movie.
And it's like, oh yeah,
it's solid. Yeah. You know, there's some weird stuff. There's genuine cringe here where like I had to. I'm a guy who was born in the cringe. Every social interaction I have is cringe.
That's funny. Yeah. Born in the cringe is good.
I was born in it. You know, Bane.
Yes, Bane.
My friend.
You know Bane,
my classic friend.
Yeah, the muscular guy.
Oh yeah, he's ripped.
Yeah, he's huge.
I don't know his routine. I think it might be the chemicals.
Not much of a runner though.
No. Yeah, his breathing would be. But I wound up feeling kind of disappointed by that one. That would be like a 3. No, 2.5.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but
that's fine. That's fine.
Out of 5. Not out of 10.
They took a swing on that type of stuff. Who's the director? Is it Rudd?
No.
Okay, it wasn't Rudd.
It's a guy who hasn't done many movies.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, we can look it up later. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, I just wasn't a big fan of it. There's a lot of like really like I don't understand the main character's motivation a lot of the time.
Sure.
He we don't know much about him. We don't know much about how he's wired or about his previous life experience.
Okay. So they kind of drop you in, really.
Yeah, they drop you in and don't really give any sort of like exposition for what his childhood was like or what his previous relationships were like to explain why his life is the way it is.
Sure.
But there's some funny stuff too. I laughed a couple of times.
Okay.
And you know, it's not bad. It's just okay.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different and interesting.
And the weird thing is that I did say to my buddy Johnny, who also saw it, like, I do plan to watch it again someday, so.
Yeah, a rewatch.
That counts for something, where it's like, I must have missed something. That's how I feel, because there's just such an air of confusion about that movie and the choices they made, so I feel like I have to have missed something.
I have 3 movies that come to mind that are that for me.
Mm-hmm.
The Witch, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, I remember the Witch.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I can't say it.
Yeah, that one.
I know you're not actually supposed to pronounce it that way.
Oh, sure. And then Hereditary.
Oh.
And what was the third one? Well, anyway, those 2 stand out.
The Hereditary one is one I saw in theaters. I think I've already told you this story, but maybe on a Dadman.
Yeah.
But I was having such a bad panic attack that I was able to walk out of work.
Oh, really?
And the doctor I saw said, go see a movie, do something that you enjoy, have your favorite food.
Sure.
And I was like, I really want to see that new horror movie, because this was back when I was seeing movies on the reg.
Sure, you just walk into it.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I want to see that new Hereditary movie. And that's very much a movie, as you know, about like what is real, what isn't real, mental illness in the family, death and grief. And I have never felt crazier. And this is not a joke, it'll be funny, but I've never felt crazier than I did watching that movie and walking out of it for like a half hour after it. I thought I had lost my mind.
Yeah, the movie is just, it bothered me because I swore that it was about one thing, and then it told me toward the end that it wasn't really. And then it kind of played this weird line where, like, we kind of were, but we weren't. And that really bothered me because I was like, I thought it was brilliant how they were using one thing that people are aware of, like spirits, but really using it as a commentary about mental illness. But then at the end, it goes back to spirits. And you're like, what? I thought this was...
I get that.
So, like... And I think I did a disservice to the movie thinking that I knew what was going on the whole time instead of just kind of just sitting and watching it and then not being like, oh, wow, they're doing like putting pieces together while I'm watching the movie. I should have just watched it.
Yeah, and I did a disservice by being in the middle of a panic attack.
Hyped up.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, I knew that I loved the movie, but I also knew I hated it and I shouldn't have seen it on that day.
I understand that.
But it's one of my favorite movies now. So
nice.
We should rewatch it for the pod. And
that would be interesting.
No, I think that movies can be about two things at once. And I understand why people, because your criticism there is not an uncommon one.
Oh, okay. It's not. Okay.
People are like, yeah, I really liked when it was an allegory, and then at the end, it is straight up just not an allegory anymore.
Yes, and that bothers me.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, why? Why'd they do that?
You know what movie that I used to really love, and now I have similar complaints about is Rosemary's Baby. Oh,
it's like a throwback. Okay.
It's very similar in that the paranoia that she feels that like her baby might be a demon. You're wondering, oh, is she crazy? Like, has she lost her mind? And it's about like the stress and trauma of being pregnant and what it's like to be a woman who's about to give birth, and feeling alone because her husband is an actor who's like always gone.
That's so interesting, yeah.
But then in the last 10 minutes, and spoilers, but this has been out for 50 years or something. Spoilers. At the end, it's revealed that her baby is a demon. And
oh wow, it did almost the exact same type of thing.
Yeah, and I think for what it's worth, I think the reveal in Rosemary's Baby is worse than the reveal in Hereditary by a lot.
Yeah,
and she keeps screaming, "Look, what have you done to its eyes? Look at its eyes!" And it's weird. It used to be one of my favorite movies, but as I've like digested it, it's like, man, that movie could have been like perfect.
So you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you get it. You really get it.
You know. Who am I to doubt the great...
who directed that?
Someone who did something very bad. So bad that if we talked about it on this podcast, it would like ruin the rest of the episode.
Just burn the pod.
So we will... we usually use burn pod.
Burn pod.
In a different way. But yeah, it would burn the whole pod down.
Yeah, fair.
So we will not...
Won't disclose.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, there you go.
Roman Polanski.
Oh, wow. That's a Roman Polanski joint. Okay.
That's a Roman Polanski joint. Yo.
This is me.
Hey, this is me. He put that at the end of the movie after the credits. Hey, what are you still in the seats for? The movie's over. He did like a Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, message.
Yo, this is me. Hey, get out of it. They got to clean this thing up. All right. I'm going to prison.
That's good.
Nah, he should have gone there. No, he's a good guy. Well,
he's a great guy.
I'm deleting that part.
He's great.
Jesus, we're deleting.
I'm just kidding.
Deleting so much.
Yeah, it's getting cut.
All right.
Third movie. Bring Her Back. Another A24 joint. Ooh. This is a horror movie. I like that noise. I love that energy.
That's cool, man.
No, I'm excited because I heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Which I guess earlier in the segment I go, I haven't liked anything. But because of your noise, I suddenly got a burst of energy.
I pumped it up.
And in my heart, I started having feelings again.
Like, ooh, you know what you need, yo?
Hype man.
This guy's getting my head right now. This motherfucker's in my... That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, when you pod with someone for
I know.
as many years as we've podded.
Yeah. I know, we really shouldn't be like surprised, but...
I'm always surprised.
Thank you, Sam. I'm similar.
Anyway, so yeah.
Yes, you need a hype man.
Going
back to that.
I mean, yeah, it is true. It is true that, like, if I had more consistent support, I feel like I could get through the hard times a little easier. I suppose that shouldn't be on you.
No, but we all need a hype man. That's really the key.
That's true.
We all need hype men.
And they're not always men.
Yeah, it's just a phrase. Yeah, exactly.
But the hype man, the man in hype man is short for human.
Boom. So. He just burnt you guys right there.
I burnt the haters.
Those I forget the stupid acronym, but social justice
warriors.
Yeah, SJWs.
Wokes.
Yeah, the wokes that were going to jump on you. Like, why is it going to be a goddamn man?
Hype man? No. Why is he high?
It's human.
Yeah, anyway. Bring her back.
Yep. Bring her back.
Bring her back. Yep. That's me talking about the pod.
There you go.
We got to bring her back.
Yep.
It's a horror type of joint.
Yeah.
And it is continuing.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna think this is some sort of crazy thing.
Yeah.
It's continuing in the psychological horror field,
which I love,
of Hereditary. Like it's
not directly.
Okay. It's not by Ari Aster.
Okay.
I don't know who the director is.
Mm-hmm.
You could check if you want.
I will.
But they did. What movie did they do?
I got you.
Talk to Me. It's a brother director duo.
Oh, correct. Okay.
So Talk to Me is one I haven't seen. That was during my movie hiatus.
Okay.
But this one is very based on emotion. It's based on what it means to be a family. It's about two foster children.
Sure.
And their relationship. The trailers for this one, much like Friendship, they're trying to not reveal too much.
Which I like. I like when you can intrigue me without showing me all of your movie, which has been an issue, I think, with a lot of movies in the past, 10, 15 years.
I agree.
20 years, maybe even.
Trailers have gotten clumsier.
Yeah.
And, gosh, you know what's interesting is I think you said that Friendship was a weird trailer.
It was, yeah.
But I think they honestly showed too much in the trailer for that one.
Oh, really?
In a way that you won't understand until you see the movie.
Right.
And you go, oh, wow, that is most of it. Oh, jinx.
Jinx. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
But Bring Her Back, I really would do a disservice to reveal too much.
Sure.
However, there were moments where I was pissed at the villain of the movie.
Oh, that's good.
Really mad.
That's really good.
I said to the girl next to me, I said, I fucking hate her. God damn it. And really good movie, actually. So
super excited.
I'd give that a 4 out of 5.
Nice.
So it's funny the stories we tell ourselves when we're having a rough day or a rough month. Or say, I haven't been happy in a long time. It turns out, not long time.
It's really, emotional blind spots or something.
Yeah.
Weird shit where in the present space there's feelings there, but then out of that space there's nothing there, as if it wasn't there, which is really weird. And that probably sounds really weird to hear,
get it.
But
I think
I feel you though.
Yeah, I think it's rhythm and muscles, or neural pathways that, when I'm facing certain challenges, I think my brain has adapted to think a certain way,
sure,
almost subconsciously when facing those challenges.
Sure.
It's really hard, and it takes time to unlearn those, going down those pathways.
Yeah,
and I've done a decent job of not going down those pathways. This weekend.
Yeah,
but
which is good.
Occasionally I start humming that same old song. I hate my life and I should die.
The common lyric for the Is a good word that is escaping me, but the downtrodden, but that's not really it.
I'm so downtrodden.
Downtrodden. Man. I like that word though.
Yeah.
The downtrodden.
I'm just,
I feel you though. I feel you, man. It's,
being a man.
Yeah, there's a lot going on and balancing and maintaining life as it is, can be a struggle. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, are running into these issues, me myself included, and it's you're really in a space where you grab on for dear life, until the bull stops bucking, then you can ride it peacefully.
Ride the bull peacefully.
Yeah, ride the bull peacefully, because the bull will be ridden peacefully.
You think so?
Yeah.
The bull will think of you as a friend eventually?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, it won't buck as much.
Okay. I guess any animal would get tired of bucking.
Yeah.
Except
like all things.
Except for a chicken.
The chicken will always buck.
The chicken will always buck. It's in its nature.
Right, or balk.
Balk?
As it were.
The balk stops here. That's my mug that I drink coffee out of every morning.
Is that what it says?
No.
That would be pretty great.
I should get that though. The balk.
The balk starts here. And you should get a Mike Woke mug.
Yeah. Well, that'll be on the Oculus Slide podcast store.
Merch. Mike Woke.
And it'll be a picture of me with like really lamer glasses and like tisking.
And then on the other side of the mug is a picture of me like in some type of, alternate wokeness version.
Oh yeah, because you're Mike too.
Yeah, exactly. So we just do a Mike to Mike. Woke. Yeah, both Mike Woke.
Mike Woke.
Yeah, that's great merch. And it's recorded so people know.
We thought this on June. Yes. Is it 8th?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. June 8th. Yeah.
June 8th.
Yep. The Mike Woke cup.
Why does this sound bad?
It sounds bad, but it's genius.
Yeah, I know it's good, but somehow it feels bad.
Yeah, it's because about Mike Love. It's got the stench of Mike Love.
It does. Well, and you and I are collaborating much like Mike Love and Brian Wilson.
I like that.
But one of my big things about my mental health is that I wanted to get out there in the world more. Yep. I've been going to events more, concerts, and not stuff that I haven't even talked about on the pod.
Sure,
it's crazy because back in the day I was always looking for stuff to talk about on the pod, but there's too much going on now.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
I went to this Odd Mart like comic event for artists and met some cool people, and I played a show last week, and that went pretty well. It was a Monday, and it was storming. And
was it storming that Monday?
Yeah.
I think that was like the weekend of. Now we're just going. So now the weekend of like Al's grandpa's funeral thing. There's a lot going on, as we said. As we said.
You and we should mention on the pod.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss, by the way.
I appreciate it.
Imagine I just steamroll past that.
Which is fine. I mean,
remember the Chinese food we had? I just ignored that and just talk about good food.
It's a better memory, the Chinese food.
Thanks,
absolutely.
man.
It is a better.
I don't know if it was Chinese food, so we don't have to say the restaurant, but it was well, man, now I backed into a corner.
That's okay. I remember it though.
Okay.
It tasted great.
It was delicious. I tried my first
the Lotus.
The Lotus in
Maple Grove.
Mm-hmm. So if that's not Chinese, then
it's I try to look it up. I think it's labeled as like a Thai restaurant, but they serve a lot of Thai and
they serve sesame chicken,
right?
Some Chinese staples. So.
Yeah, exactly. But like a lot of places do.
And well, let me take two. Remember when we had the Thai food?
Yeah, at the Lotus.
At the Lotus.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
That was premium. Yeah, that's premium, man. They do premium work over there.
Yeah. I really loved I had barbecue pork fried rice, which I try not to eat pork too often because the pig is a beautiful and intelligent creature. But sometimes I can't help myself and I'll have something.
Very tasty.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't. But it's not like I am obsessed with bacon.
No.
There's so many weird things that were like
bacon obsessed people.
Yeah, in the aughts. That was like the 2010s actually, where they're like, bacon. You gotta have bacon and in milkshake.
Yeah, they were bacon and milk. People were doing like bacon lip gloss and shit like that. Yeah, they were going crazy.
That's what kissing Miss Piggy tastes like. Sorry about
People
this.
People are just all over her. Yeah. Just all over her.
Look, I'm pretty sure someone else made that joke, but I think it was probably about her.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
So, yeah.
I like that people could read I would hope, by the way, if you can't read through between the lines of that.
Yeah. You might be a child.
Yeah, you gotta get a little sharper. But
no, like you might literally be a child.
Yeah, literally.
Like I'm not saying you're anything mean about anyone. I'm saying
you are a child.
You are a child listening to this. And please turn this off and talk to your parents.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Luna says, "But that is my parent."
Yeah, what do you mean?
Mike Woke is my parent.
Yeah, Mike Woke is my dad.
Dude, she's gonna get made fun of at school for Mike Woke.
Mike Woke, that's good shit.
So, do you remember what the solo albums by Mike Love were called?
No, I don't. I don't recall.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll tell you again.
Yeah.
It's, so one of them was called Mike Love, Not War.
That's right.
The other one was Looking Back with Love.
Yeah, that's right.
And just imagine that, but with woke. All right, next segment.
Yeah.
So you can lead this one because I think I'm gonna rock this whole segment.
I think you are.
Yeah. You're like nervous.
No, not in a bad way. I think it's good dialogue, honestly. We had another event besides the Asian food, but this was, on a different day. Mike hipped me to an event, theater event.
Theatrical.
For our favorite show of... Did it come out last year or this year?
2024 came out.
Okay, it did come out in 2024. From last year, but obviously carried into this year. Don to Don.
Don to Don.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yep.
World premiere.
Mm-hmm. In the theater, one of our favorite theaters. Shout out to Willow. Imagine Willow, I should say.
Yeah, I'm imagining it right now.
Imagine Willow as we go on this journey.
I'm imagining her right now. The best Smith.
Yes, the bestest of Smiths. Yeah, nah, she is great. Actually,
her music is great.
Yeah, she's dope.
Will Smith. He's done some good stuff.
Yeah. He's done some things.
He's done some things. He's done. Well, I like mine where it's like he's done some good stuff.
Yeah, some good stuff. It's there.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Bel Air.
Millennium.
He stood up to the craven tyrant that was Eminem.
He did actually.
Eminem was. I'm gonna swear about this. I'm gonna swear about that.
You say that in jest, but he actually did. If you really think about it, nobody really was, because Em was he was crazy back then as far as like being a high tier lyricist and just kind of like no holds barred from a lyricism standpoint.
Yeah.
And Will was there. He was there. He's like, hey, I don't
I don't curse. I'm going to go to the Nickelodeon Choice Awards.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about it.
I think it was Kids' Choice Awards.
Yeah, Kids' Choice. Gotta love the Kids' Choice.
Yeah. No, I'm not making fun of Will for that.
No.
But
shout out to the Smith family. I mean, maybe it's besides Jade. I'm just kidding. That's where I was going. I know where you're going.
I'm a little misogynist.
Only the men in the family would shut up.
And Willow.
Yeah.
Willow's cool. There's the exception to the rule.
Yeah, always. There's always.
So anyway, don't rate the podcast poorly. I can hear you rating it right now.
You're just throwing stars down.
We went to. I'm not trying to take over the discussion.
Feel free.
So Don to Don, Evil Eye was a theatrical event that it was being held all over the place.
Yeah.
I only knew it was being the subtitled version.
Sure.
So I told Jala before the movie started. By the way, theater was popping. It was a Friday night, and I honestly feel good to see the theater doing well.
Especially that theater.
Yeah, that theater is my fave. I was raving to people about Imagine lately.
It's great theater.
It's my favorite right now because it's like a mix of like the comfort of an AMC where it's like pretty close. It has good food like Alamo.
Yeah, real good food.
And it has more screenings than Alamo does, and more I don't know. There's a lot of fun events there. In our locations, we have Tim Hawley, who he does a lot of the screening programming, and
nice.
He has like obscure horror movies happening every month.
So I really need to be more locked into like what he's doing.
Well, we were talking while we were waiting for the screening to start. We were at the bar.
Yeah.
Imagine has a bar that serves fun drinks, and while we were waiting for your drink, I said, do you think there's any guys that come here after work?
Oh, sure.
Like to the bar and just hang out for a bit. And you were like, well, I gotta do that.
Yeah, I gotta do something like that. To me, it's actually kind of a unique idea to kind of be in a theater. You got popcorn there. You got food there.
Yeah. The food, I haven't had any of the food at Imagine, but it looks good.
It's great. Yeah, fries are top tier.
Oh, that's right. I have tried your fries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fries were top tier. I've been glowing. I've been what's the word? I've been
I know it.
Yes. Yeah, I know the G word.
Glizzy.
I've been glizzing about the fries. Glizzy glass. No, I've been praising the fries at Imagine. I thought they were really standout.
Giving a glowing review.
Glowing review, exactly. Absolutely. So they got great food. I would love to be somebody who's kind of like locked into like something like that. I think they have TVs. I don't know if they're showing like non-movie stuff though.
Yeah, they're what I saw was they were showing like The Office reruns on Comedy Central.
Okay, so they were showing TV.
Yeah, they were just showing TV. So you could just hang out and be at a bar that's also a movie theater.
That's really cool.
Fun fact is that Jala paid for my ticket. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's nothing.
Well, I have to tell everyone.
Oh, yeah, let them know.
For tax purposes.
Yeah, there you go. Write-offs.
We're both part of the same company.
Yeah. So. Mike Woke writing.
The accurate. Mike Woke.
That's our new file. Mike Woke.
The IRS is like, and you're both named Mike Woke.
Yes.
Did you just call me White?
White.
Sorry about
Mike Woke.
Jala also ordered himself a drink, and I was going to order a drink as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to be this Dirty Sprite concoction.
Yeah.
Something about sharks.
Yeah. Not the Dirty Sprite you guys are thinking of. We're not in the South, but...
Oh. Are you talking about like Mormons?
No. There's, this is kind of more of the hip hop in the rap space, but it's like, it's the codeine and Sprite mix.
Okay, I gotta try
That's what they call the Dirty Sprite.
Yeah. I'll do it. I got nothing to...
Yeah, there you go. I got nothing to lose.
That's like one of my funniest lines, I think.
Yeah,
I've got nothing to lose. I'll do the Sprite.
From it. It just makes you really sleepy.
I'll find a way.
It's good. It's a cough syrup.
I
32 ouncer.
I thought you were talking about dirty sodas because in Mormon Utah culture mostly, although it's becoming more mainstream now, they like to have soda with cream in it, and they call it a dirty soda.
Oh, interesting. We're hipping each other to like two opposite sides of the world.
Two different meanings for the same word.
Yes.
Dirty soda.
I respect that though.
Because for Mormon culture, they frown upon you having caffeine, but I think it's not allowed if it's hot, like if it's tea or coffee. But if it's a soda, you can have it. I don't know anything about it.
That's so.
Disclaimer: I know nothing. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff.
That's fine, but.
I'm usually editing that out of the podcast, but sometimes for comedic purposes.
I was going to say, leave it in for comedic purposes.
It's good to leave it in.
Yeah.
If I were to say something wrong about a restaurant we went to, for example, and then got really, really nervous for some reason.
Like, oh my God, they're going to... No, we love Lotus. But, so we ordered that drink, or I did, and then the lady says, she goes...
Is that for both of you?
And I was like, what? And then she points at the thing. It's 32 ounce drink. I was like, that's too big. I'm not going to drink a 32 ounce.
I just, for some reason, I had a mental image of like us both sharing this giant,
like a straw, a two straw
situation. Like they take a photo of us.
Yeah. It's very, date worthy.
I know. I was thinking that.
Which is funny.
I mean, I wish we had a photo of it.
That would have been funny. She joked about giving us like some type of two straw thing she said.
Yeah.
And I was like,
she could tell that we were traditional men.
Yeah. She's trying to push our traditional limits.
She could tell that I was about to wind up.
Yeah.
And say, hey,
pull
listen.
back. Listen here.
I'm on the edge.
We're not doing no damn two straw.
I'm up here. You don't want to see me up here, little missy. Trust me. That joke only works because I'm incredibly nice and kind to servers.
That's the point.
And women.
That's the point.
And no one else. Yeah. Servers and women. That's it.
Everyone else can get the boot.
But so, here's a fun fact. I like the boot. In 2024, for season 1, they did this for the first 3 of that season, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they didn't even know that...
Well, it was a popular manga.
Okay.
But
still.
That's still a risk. Right?
Yeah, that's still a big risk, yeah.
Because it's not like, it's just, I thought that was so strange. They're like, hey, it's the first season of a show. Let's show it in theaters. What the hell?
I actually like the balls of that.
I like the balls, but I also, don't take that out of context.
I like the balls.
Listen, man, I'm traditional. So, but balls, so.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit indicative of the fact that, like, this is kind of an overdone thing. Like, anime premieres in the theater.
I see.
And if you look into it, there's, like, a bunch of anime premieres for the first 3 episode type events. Like, we saw it with Dragon Ball Daima.
We did.
It almost seems like it's like a thing that they just kind of do now.
Yeah, this is like our thing.
As opposed to something that's like genuine excitement and hype.
Right.
And I'll get into that. And certain things I liked about the event, certain things I didn't.
Sure, absolutely.
But yeah, so we managed to get 2 cups for 1 drink. That was nice of her. She hooked us up. She was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
And as we were leaving, she's like, bye guys.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Shout out to you, whoever you are. You're listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
This podcast is huge.
It's reaching.
It's
reaching fans.
It's Piccolo's arm. You know,
a little stretch. Yeah,
green.
Good times. Big green.
big green.
Yeah, big green.
Well, I think we've talked enough about the experience. It was the energy in the theater was, like, I would say electric. It felt like an event in the theater, like, in terms of how many people were there. Wasn't sold out, but it was close.
Yeah, people were ready for it, I think.
Yeah, and I was really excited for it.
Yeah, same.
I was thinking, gosh, my favorite show from last year is back. This is so cool. And, like, for whatever reason, I didn't think about it very much when it was off the air. But then once I realized it was happening that day, I was like, fuck, this is so cool.
Yeah, man, that was the same energy I had, because I was like, this is one of my favorite shows right now. And it's cool to kind of, like, get a sneak peek into the season before it's actually out on a big screen level. So,
and since the animation was so good in season 1, I'm like, I think it can withstand the scrutiny that bears on a big screen. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if any show or if any anime for big screen, that's the show. That's a fantastic show to put on a big screen.
Aside from Hajime no Ippo,
Ippo would
the
be
movie
great too.
Champion Road,
which
we still have not talked about.
And we'll get to it, Ippo fan. Ippo fans out there that are listening to us, we will get to Champion Road.
I am definitely the biggest Ippo fan that listens to the show.
I don't know, man.
Sorry, Waylon.
Is Waylon an Ippo guy?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, good.
He's right there with me in terms of loving Ippo, and but I'm ahead of him, and so I'm sort of like the Takamura to him, where I say to him cruelly, because, you know, I'm so cruel.
Yes, absolutely.
As Ippo would say. You're so cruel. You're so cruel. I say, you'll have to train 1,000 years to catch up with me, or something like that. You know, just to keep the motivation going.
Yeah.
By the way, I found out that in the Japanese version of the series finale for the fighting, Takamura does not say, "That's my boy," which I knew. I think if you go back to
feel like it.
Yeah, it feels like something like that they were like, we got to put this in there. The dubbing studio is like, we got to force this. we gotta force this to have a fatherly relationship.
Yes. What was the actual translation?
Nothing.
Oh, he doesn't say anything.
He's smiling at him. It's a nice moment. He's just smiling.
Yeah.
But they go, "That's my boy." It's like, dude,
he doesn't even
Takamura would not say that.
They don't like non-verbal communication.
That's true. In OT dubs, especially Dragon Ball Z, they would add in so much dialogue. Like, if a character was not on screen and there was not dialogue in the original script, they just add them talking about God knows what.
Right, thank you.
Something that wasn't even relevant to the actual scene. The funniest one was when there's a shot where Vegeta is like about to do the Big Bang attack on Android 18. And this guy is driving this big pink truck, and he's behind Android 18 while Vegeta's loading this blast. And in the original Japanese version, the guy's just honking his horn, and he's like pissed.
Yeah.
But he's not talking much. He's just a background human character.
Right.
But in the dub, they have him go, "Hello, I've got this big box of paper clips. I got to make the delivery. Hello."
Oh my God.
And it's almost like they're like, it's someone who hates their job and is being forced to add this dialogue in here.
Just filling in space that's just unnecessary.
And making a scene that could have been cool or tense, funny, which that was the classic DBZ dub. But anyway.
So yeah.
Forced DBZ talk over.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
let's get to a real show.
Let's get to my buddy, Akaroon.
Yeah. Akaroon.
Still one of my favorite fuck-ups.
It was good times.
Just the whole episode.
Yeah, it was good times.
Okaroon.
Yeah, Okaroon.
So Jal and I are in the seats. We're in the second row.
Yep.
Giving you the assassination coordinates. We have a time machine.
In the second row.
Right next to the exit. So
yep.
We'll still be able to
make our way
if you have that time machine.
Yeah, if you have it.
And you would be creating a separate timeline by doing that, so you shouldn't even bother.
Butterfly effect stuff.
But we were pumped, and they start doing this recap for season 1.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool that they did that. So them going through kind of like some of the hot beats in the first season, I thought that was nice because I felt like, oh, should I watch like the last episode to kind of like get my brain back in the space? And I turned it on a little bit before I had left, but I didn't time it right, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool that they kind of showed some of the beats of the first season, so that was really nice to see. So they worked on creating that for us. There was also a Momo narrating what had happened, I guess, in the first season.
Oh yeah, she was
clipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool too. So they really worked on that. And I believe after that, they go and start to play the last episode. It was the first season, yeah?
It was completely a smooth transition.
Super smooth.
But it almost was jarring how smooth it was, because it started out seeming like it was supplementary material. And then you realized, oh, this is like part of the movie?
Yeah. They worked on like everything around these eps. It wasn't like a dry, like, last season 1, season 2, 1, 2, 3. Like they were like they had bookends on front and back of it. So
yeah, it was interesting.
So it was cool.
It was interesting. But I had thought that this was only going to be subtitled. Yeah. And this was a dub screening.
It was.
Yeah. And for you,
to my surprise,
it was an epic moment. Because you are the dubby.
I'm the dub man.
And I'm the subby.
Yeah. And, not to say I won't watch a sub, but...
Right. You will, but I will not watch a dub. No, I'm just kidding.
I will not.
I won't do it.
I will not do it.
I went back to that girl at the bar and said, I will not do this.
Yeah, you walked out like, I'm still sitting in the theater like, Mike, where are you going?
Mike, come back. It's dub.
It's cool.
You're like so happy.
Yeah.
Sipping your drink.
Geeked out,
32 ounces all to yourself.
Dirty Sprite.
No, man. It's dirty.
Yeah.
No, I was fine. I was like, oh, wow, this must have been a surprise that the recap would be dubbed. Like for the dub fans. Because when we saw Daima, they had like an introduction message from Goku's voice actor.
Yeah.
The Japanese voice actor, though.
Right.
Which is an odd choice, but not bad, just odd.
Yeah.
So I was a little, I'll start off by saying I was a little bit disappointed by that.
I understand that.
I watched season 1 with the Japanese cast, and Momo's voice actor is just a genius. But it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to be on the record. The Don English dub is good.
It's really good.
It's good. This is a preference thing. It's
yes, absolutely.
If I found out that my coffee that I got at this restaurant, they said, "Oh, we only have 2% instead of half and half."
Right.
I'm sure the coffee still tastes good.
You're right.
It's just
absolutely.
a preference thing.
Yeah.
And I want to give a special shout out. I think I've talked about this line on the pod before, but we saw this flashback for season 1, episode 12. And
sure.
The line that Gigi says, where he says, "I win."
Yeah, I win.
He says it's so cool. And he and Okarun are fighting about who is basically a better match for Momo.
Yeah.
And
that was really great.
I win. So good. So that was cool to see that on the big screen.
Yeah, for sure.
Crowd loved it.
Yeah.
But eventually they get to the end of season 1, episode 12, which is an ending for a season that felt kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
And I think everyone around the net had issues with it. You and I had our issues with it. It's the season is ending the same way it began at the end of season 1, episode 1, where Momo is like about to be potentially in a compromising position, I'll just say, with older like creatures that resemble men.
Yeah.
So it was a tough way to end the season, and it is like, I think that's where a lot of the non-hype came from.
Sure.
Where like I wasn't really thinking about it much because they didn't give me a cool cliffhanger.
Yeah, nothing super juicy.
Yeah. So spoilers ahead, because this won't be out for another month.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're a Dawn to Dawn fan and you don't want to know what happens next, don't listen, but like, subscribe, follow us on Dermot.mn. You're like, you remembered. Yeah. On Instagram, on TikTok. And, but if you don't care about spoilers, buckle up.
Yeah. This is the Spoiler cast.
Hey, I'm Tim Spoiler.
And I'm Mike Spoiler.
You didn't change your name?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's fair.
I wanted to try to find a way to work in woke.
God
damn it. I couldn't figure it out fast enough.
I'm Wokey.
I'm Mr. Woke.
And our mascot is Wokey the Spoiler Bear.
The Spoiler Bear.
He's just a little bear that has a sign reading, like, endings to movies.
Yeah.
Darth Vader is Luke's father. Oh, Spoiler Bear.
He's on Reddit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not Reddit.
Just spoiling people.